For me, it was a difficult choice. I wasn't exactly sure, probably as yourself, if I want to go in the space engineering track or space exploration, because they both sound very fun, and I was interested in different subsections of each of these tracks. In the end, I decided for space engineering because it gave me the biggest amount of freedom in what I choose. And that was important for me because I had a lot of courses from my second master track that I needed to combine with the course I need to take here. But further than this, I also, of course, talked with previous master students as much as I could, as well as people who graduated and now do their PhDs here, to see what is the actual content beyond the study guide in the courses and in the classes.
So first of all, I already had a pretty good idea of which profile I wanted to go in, because I've always found more interesting the theoretical aspects of the space sector. For example, the planetary sciences and mission design. On the other hand, I was not as interested in the hardware part, so it was pretty clear to me that space engineering was not the profile for me, but space exploration was.
It did and it didn't. It did because I had the freedom to pick the subjects for space propulsion that I wanted to do. However, there were some subjects that kind of didn't quite fit in there, but that was expected as those were the courses I had to take.
There are two parts to it, really. One part which is fundamentals, which is, I would say, relatively small because it's such a broad field that we are coming into here. So for that, that includes some astrodynamics as well as some just general space engineering, I have to say. And beyond that, it's really a lot of choice. We have, for me, really interesting courses on instrumentation and developing miniaturized satellites, but we also have the opportunity to combine this with other fields. For me, that is, for example, machine learning, and it was not an issue at all to really get these quite different fields together in my master.
So at the beginning of the year, you have an introductory session with the profile coordinators, in which the coordinators present to you the whole profile and all the preferred electives that they usually recommend to students for that profile. On the other hand, that is a very big list and you cannot follow all of them. So they also give you some pre-packaged options of a selection of electives that are very useful for a specific topic. So for example, let's say that you want to focus more on the re-entry topic, then you have already a pool of subjects that you can choose from. And you should never restrict yourself to only follow the courses from the preferred electives, because you can also choose courses from other faculties or courses even from other universities, such as astronomy in Leiden. And I think it's very good to also consult with other people, such as other students, to see what was their experience with a specific course. Or on the other hand, talk with your track coordinator to then make sure that your selection makes sense as a coherent program. So I found my internship via Brightspace. So on Brightspace, there is a full page dedicated to internships with a lot of tips and tricks on interviews and the CVs, application letters. But there is also a part dedicated to open positions that you can apply to. And sometimes those positions cannot be found on the company website because those are positions especially for TU Delft students.
A professor came to give a lecture at a guest lecture, I mean, at our one of our courses, and she mentioned that she was offering internships, and it was a field I was interested in, so I applied right away.
Yes, I did. First, I thought I had an internship in the bag, as we had very good talks with each other. But eventually, unfortunately, that fell through, and then I was quite late. So even if you're sure of your internship, look for other internships as well, because you never know which internship might not be the one you will get.
I actually had two ideas. One of them was my own. So I kind of went to one of the professors that I thought could help with what I wanted to do, although in the end I didn't pick that. But also there is a list of available thesis topics that you can choose from on Brightspace, and you can just contact the professor, ask if exactly how that works, give you more details, have a chat, and eventually pick your thesis.
I'm currently looking by approaching companies with interest in propulsion and high energy things, but I'm also thinking, like, if that falls through, what would I like to do academically? So I'm already kind of researching what the state of the art of space propulsion is.
Okay, so for me, the biggest challenge was that I had so many topics that I was interested in, and I wasn't sure which one to pick for a thesis. The way that I dealt with it is by, again, contacting the professors directly so that we could have a chat one-on-one on the specific topic so that I could have more details. On the other hand, it was very important for me to know that this thesis topic was not gonna completely decide my future career.
I did face difficulties in arriving at a thesis topic, and that is also because students like me who enter the master often take up the master course hoping to find their interest, their topic of interest along the way, and sometimes towards the end they are still a little vague about it. And at this point, either they are asked to take up a topic that's already existing that they might not be completely interested in, or they'll have to spend a lot of time searching for a topic that is relevant to them. So in this time, my only advice is to spend more time talking to a lot of professors during your courses and trying to come up with a possible research topic that you can see, because professors keep talking about areas of research during the courses. And if you pick up on those, and if one of those matches your interest, then your job becomes much more easier.
First of all is choose not super early. There are some people who I think start looking at that way too early. Like maybe it's something you already know, but in most cases, just wait for some courses to pass, and then but also don't choose too late, because then most of them will be gone.